welcome to First Impressions, where we try to take a look at the first episode and the promotional material of a brand new anime series released this season, and try to come up with a conclusion of what I think the show will be about, what I will expect from the show, and whether I am going to like it or not based solely on those factors. And you never know if a first impression video will turn up as a traditional American anime otaku review later on down the line when it is released in American markets. And what the hell did I just watch? Seriously, of all the anime released this season, this is probably the only anime I have consciously decided to drop right after watching episode 1. Today's First Impressions review is Kuma Miko, Girl Meets Bear, and oh my god was this uncomfortable to watch. Kuma Miko was brought to us as an adaptation of a manga written by Mashume Yoshimoto for Media Factory's manga magazine, Monthly Comic Flapper, and animated by Kinema Citrus and Kadokawa Anime. The story centers around Machi Amayadori, a 14-year-old junior high school student and a female shaman working at a shrine that worships bears as its sacred animal. As such, she is watched over by the shrine's guardian, Natsu, a large talking brown bear who is also her legal guardian. Try explaining that to the authorities. Living in an obscure countryside town for most of her life, Machi secretly has a deep longing for the city life and, as such, plans to attend a high school in nearby Sendai. And I'm going to avoid making earthquake comments here. However, a rural mountain village life is all she knows, so naturally, Natsu worries that she is too naive and ignorant on how city life works, and therefore tries everything in his power to keep her from leaving. The show starts out cutesy enough, so I was expecting a charming and silly slice-of-life show like Polar Bear's Cafe. This show seems to be very much in that flavor. The main problem here is the comedic timing. The character interactions feel very artificial, and the show's humor is forced and rarely structured in any creative way. Case in point, there is this bizarre, long-winded scene that goes nowhere in the end, where Natsu gives Machi a quiz on city life that makes absolutely no logical sense. The other problem with this episode is that while the bear Natsu is cute, like an overgrown Winnie the Pooh, when it comes to being around Machi having a giant talking bear for a dad, he tends to be overprotective and clingy. Perhaps a little too clingy. But then the episode goes from slightly creepy to outright disturbing in the anime's second half, where a group of 10-year-olds and their supposed teacher go on a field trip to visit the shrine. This supposed field trip about the town's history gets very uncomfortable very quickly when the teacher starts telling a very sexually charged story about the town's origins involving pedophilic bear sex to a group of 10-year-olds. It even gets to the point where the only girl in the group screams sexual harassment and yells, "Don't touch me." And on the way out, one of the kids walks by Machi and asks her, "Did he do it to you too?" I am absolutely speechless right now, so I am just going to cut to this clip right here.
Oh, that is wonderful. What the fuck am I watching?
So after all that, how am I supposed to watch this and not feel like turning myself into the closest police station? That being said, if the show can figure out its comedic timing and come up with a more clever sense of humor without having to rely on pedophilia and bestiality jokes, there's certainly an appeal to the base idea. After all, Winnie the Pooh can certainly attest to that. Unfortunately, this is no Winnie the Pooh. The uncomfortable jokes sexualizing children that take preference in this first episode are a major turnoff for me. I understand that the contrast between the two moods is what's supposed to provide the humor, but it just winds up being jarring and inappropriate. So with that being said, I will give this anime 1 point for initial interest, and this anime is a definite skip for me. Until next time, this is the American Anime Otaku, signing out.